04 XJ8. And there's not a lot about taking these front seat back covers off. So apparently they're a little bit different than the previous gen. This is the X350, the X308. There's two screws apparently at the bottom, underneath there. On these, there are supposedly just those trim pieces. I don't know if you can see it, but trying to get a good angle in there. There's supposed to be, it looks like there's two sort of like what they call those this Christmas tree trim mount pieces here and here. So essentially what you're supposed to do is just pop these off without breaking them. And the reason I'm trying to do this is to put, so this isn't in a VDP, it doesn't have the headrest in. I know headrests with monitors are old school, but that's kind of the style I'm going for. So eventually I want to put picnic table trays in here, and we'll have to take off these covers anyways, but to get the headrests in, these are the electronic motorized headrests. So I might lose that functionality, but at least I didn't really use those. So I'll try and put together this video, show you what this looks like, because there isn't a lot on YouTube. There's only a few items on the forums for this X350 gen. So pretty easily came off. I didn't even need to really use a trim piece. You just got to be gentle with this. Don't yank it off. So essentially it pops. It literally pops just like that. So there's a, if you pull this top corner here, this trim piece you can see here has circular, essentially the Christmas tree mount there fits into this here, kind of just feeds through and notches into that little circle. So it popped off real easy. I haven't tried to put it back in, but you can see this gives you an idea what this looks like behind. There's not actually that much back here. Like I expected, it has heated seats, but I think to get it back, I'm gonna need to sort of jimmy it back through that groove. But that groove is essentially what holds it in with the Christmas tree trim piece, and that sits right there. Right there. And you can see it's a little loose, like it doesn't, it's got some give on purpose. Looks like those are two obvious ones. There's a little attachment down here that you can unhook. And I can't see anything at the bottom yet, but I'll try and get that too. Right side. And you can get an idea. You can see that trim piece there. It's going to be the same deal. And literally just pry it off. Oh, looks like the Christmas tree mount came off on this one. Now I gotta find that. But essentially that's what it looks like. It's not too bad. The trim mount piece didn't come off. It's still in there intact. It looks like this little cover to that trim came off, which I don't think is a big deal. So I don't know why, but these don't really break that easily. I think it's actually these that people end up breaking. Just can't, I mean, you have to pull it with a little bit of force, but not much. And getting them back in, I think, is going to be actually harder than taking them out, taking it off. But yeah, this is what it looks like from inside. You can see, looks like the heated seats and the headrest, electronic headrest. Wiring's back here, and that's pretty much it. There's not much else back here. Looks like this is used. Interesting. Kind of rudimentary here. I'm surprised. But gives you a look of what this is for the X350 04 through 07 gen. I think the 08 through 09 is a little bit different, if I'm not mistaken. Guys, so I just realized that little cover is actually important, because that's the groove where this hooks into, and the rest of the piece holds into that little notch there. So this trim piece right here actually needs to come out and sit in this groove here as one. And then when you put it back, when you reinstall it, the end of this trim piece, so what I'm trying to do now is just take this out with the pliers. The end of this trim piece should go into that hole. And that's where that Christmas tree effect comes into play. It kind of expands once it goes through the hole. So essentially, to reinstall this, you need that trim piece to come back and fit into this. So technically it shouldn't be stuck in here like I have it now, but I don't know if I consider this broken per se. It just needs to be removed. So here is the original Jaguar on the left that I tried to repair. Didn't come out too good, and here is the replacement part. The biggest difference, I would say, so you can see the stem looks fairly comparable. The furs are a little bit different set, I would say, but I think it's still going to work. The real difference here is the tops. So on the Jag, on this one, on the Jag, there's two essentially discs that are almost identical in size, whereas the replacements, the top disc is smaller than the bottom disc, and the bottom disc has a little let's say like a little reverse groove on it, so it's facing down. So I'm going to try this. I think it should work. I already tested it in the groove here. Let's see if I can get a good angle of this. So you're going to want to set the spacer in between these two like so, right? So it fits. That space in between the two, this gap in between the two discs sits in this 3/4 circle opening. And essentially all you do is just line it up into this little hole right here and push in. The other ones were like really easy. 2 hands did the trick without the camera. You can see now I used the aftermarket and it is flush, as if it was never opened. So there you go. No need to hassle with the factory ones. You can use Dorman. Fastener is 96-1 361D.